Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Altar of Stars. I'm very grateful that you found your way here. My name is Teagan West. I'm a ritualist, astrologer, drum maker, and ancestral lineage healing practitioner on Haudenosaunee land, so-called upstate New York. And my own ancestors come from Ireland, Syria, Lebanon, Sicily, and Anishinaabe territory in what is now known as Canada. And my ancestors are a big part of my work and the readings that I offer here. So they're a synthesis of astrology and divination, but also animism and land connectedness to form this kind of intersection of cultural repair through these ancestral knowledge systems. And so if you like what I share here, you can find my work over on Substack at the Altar of Stars, where there's a pretty big archive at this point of weekly astrology readings in the form of podcasts that I've been sharing for a couple years, as well as tarot spreads and different ancestral rituals for each of the Wheel of the Year holidays or the new and full moons every month. So find me over there if you're interested in going deeper. But yeah, I hope that you enjoy this reading, and if you ever desire to work together one-on-one, there's opportunities to do that. You can find the links for that in the show notes. But yeah, enjoy, take good care of yourselves, my friends. Thanks for being here. And what I want to end by saying is, once a year, we get this beautiful new moon in Taurus that is exalted, right? The moon is very happy in the realm of Taurus. And it happens every spring in the northern hemisphere, right? In the heart of Taurus season. And it's this beautiful invitation to continue tending the things that we want to cultivate long term for the rest of our life. It's the slow devotion of Taurus that's like, I care about this thing so deeply that I'm willing to spend the rest of my life making it real and feeding it and nourishing it and giving it a place to belong in this world. And so for me too, with the new moon occurring in this last decan of Taurus, that's this secondary rulership with Saturn. I mean, this is a Saturn-Venus coded place. And what we know about Saturn and Venus together is it's like the true heart of devotion and the duty to love something well, to love something so well that we are willing to spend the rest of our lives tending to it and helping it grow. It's, for me, there's something there about like the maternal instinct of this, or maybe better said is like the parental instinct of this, to nurture and feed the child of whatever dream it is that we're stewarding. And it's a commitment. It's that taking of a vow. And I highly recommend, I don't always do ritual on every new and full moon, but when there are really beautiful, auspicious transits like this one, with the Taurus new moon, the exalted lunation, it's a great moment. Like you have the added fertilizer of the moon and exaltation, the sun and moon coming together in intimacy in this place that wants your full commitment, that wants your full devotion as a duty to love. And so, yeah, I think I just want to end on the note that it's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful lunation in and of itself. And that doesn't mean it won't feel challenging. But for me, there's something around like the freedom that true discipline allows for. Like the feeling of satisfaction after a long day, of working hard towards something that you care about. And that all of it is heart work when you really care about it. Right? The satisfaction of that is the third decan of Taurus to me. That is where like the boons of our efforts are felt at the heart level. They're felt in the self-trust that's developed in our relationship to having the lived embodied evidence that we will commit and follow through on the things we say we're going to do. That loyalty, like so often when we think about the loyalty of Taurus, it's like considered in a relational sense, like loyalty to other people or to relationships, which is, yes, that's great. But we're relating to everything constantly, not just other humans. We're relating to the whole of our life constantly. And so what is it like to actually extend that loyalty to everything that we do? It's this kind of devotional attention. Like how we do anything is how we do everything. And if we're really precise and intentional about it, and we're doing certain things in our life with that level of devotional orientation, then our whole life becomes an act of devotion. This, to me, is the slow, intentional magic of the third decan of Taurus. It's in line with the sentiment that how you do anything is how you do everything. And so make it count. Like, may our life be an ode to that devotional quality. What actually changes? What would it change in your life if that was how you approached everything? With that devotional sentiment. And that it's not just for you and your life, but it's also something that continues and impacts the future generations and the world that you are tending, that will be handed down. Like, it's also the slow magic that extends beyond just you, yourself, and you. That devotion is an act of service to the web of all things, to all of life. And so the new moon in Taurus occurs on Saturday, May 16th? Question mark? I should know this. May 16th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It's an afternoon new moon. And I, myself, will be doing a little devotional with the land. I might share an example or a suggestion about a kind of ritual you can do to celebrate this moment, and a tarot spread like I did for the Scorpio full moon. But above all else, like, keep it simple and let it be sincere, right? Let it be born of that kind of faith that is evidence of the will to live all around you. Something that you can actually sink your hands into the soil of your life, like something that's real, something that's tangible to believe in. And for me, so much of that is born of our relationship with the land itself. So much of it is like spending time cultivating that relationship so that it can be mutually beneficial, so that it's not something abstract and outside of us that we're putting our faith in. It's something right in front of us, right under our nose, that we can tend every day, that we can be in relationship with every morning, and that it's right here with us. And that proximity, that intimacy of support means something. It becomes real resource. I'm going to end by reading the full paragraph from this book, because I actually think it's quite an ode to some of these themes of stewardship and devotion and the slow magic, like that Saturn and Taurus energy of like, know why you're doing a thing and commit to it fully, that it's not just for you, and be willing to stay with it for the rest of your life as like why you're here. So I'm going to read it again. It's from Walking the Ojibwe Path by Richard Wagamese. And yeah. As Ojibwe men, we're taught that it is the father's responsibility to introduce our children to the world. In the old traditional way, an Ojibwe man would take his child with him on his journeys along the trap lines, on hunting trips, fishing, or just on long rambles across the land. The father would point out the things he saw on those outings and tell his child the name of everything he saw, explain its function, its place in creation. Even though the child was an infant and incapable of understanding, the traditional man would do this thing. He would explain that the child was a brother or a sister to everything, and that there was no need to fear anything because they were all relations. The father would perform this ritual so the child would feel that they belonged. He would do this so that the child would never feel separated from the heartbeat of Mother Earth, so that children would always feel that heartbeat in the soles of their feet. He would do it so that kinship was one of the first teachings the child received. The Father would do this to honor the ancient ways that taught us we are all, animate and inanimate alike, living on the one pure breath with which the Creator gave life to the universe. And he did it for himself. He performed this task so he could learn that devotion is a duty driven by love, one which has its beginnings in the earliest stage of life, and that teaching, preparing a child for the world, begins then as well. With sincere appreciation for those lineage holders that have maintained the traditional ways enough to share that wisdom with us. There's something bigger than ourselves here. And it requires that we take that very seriously. And if you get anything out of the meandering soapbox that I shared here today, I hope that it's a sentiment to lead you back to your why, and to be really clear and intentional about that, so that there's enough devotion driven by love, that duty driven by love, for you to commit to it fully, for you to have the courage to take a vow, to know that to break that vow does something. And that's not to create pressure, but it is to bring about that devotional attitude that says, I will spend the rest of my life trying to feed this thing. I feel that is what we owe to ourselves and to future generations. I feel that that is the missing orientation, is exactly what Richard just wrote about in that paragraph. It matters from the first breath that we're cultivating that orientation. And there's no better time to start than now. I have so many parts that grieve daily that I wasn't brought up in these ways, that I'm just now reconnecting to them. And there's no better place to start than now. Richard was 32 when he reconnected with his lineage and the teachings. It's like we can't actually get mired in the reasons for not doing it, which are the loss. It's like, yeah, feel that grief and then keep going. Do it anyways. That's what I mean by all of this. Like, we don't have time to keep talking ourselves out of this. We have to do it now. And it asks for the full commitment. So our best use of time in this moment is to lovingly identify the roots of the doubt mongering and the hurt that's beneath it. Like, what those parts are really trying to talk us out of is like trying to make sure we don't get hurt again in the ways that we have in the past. Kindness to that, that's like the fertile soil for the medicine to take root so that you can keep going and be willing to commit fully to the things that you say you're going to do, the things that matter to you. And that's so unique to you. That's your choice, what you take a vow to in that way. But in my opinion, it's like, that's what this moment asks of for us. And it can be sweet and it can be beautiful. It can be the satisfaction after a hard day's work. That's what it feels like. When I meditate on the Seven of Pentacles, where the new moon is occurring, I feel that. Like, you put the work in to earn the merits of your efforts. And it feels good. That's part of our role here in this ecosystem of creation as humans. To like make it count and to mean it. That sincerity of heart is the whole thing. So that's where I'll leave it. Enjoy the new moon, and yeah, just lots of love and heart to you all.